Until you make millions of dollars from it, it's just for fun? René Lacoste, the illustrious tennis player who started the upscale Lacoste company, is the subject of this narrative. He went from jokingly branding his shirt with a crocodile to making millions of dollars selling clothing with crocodiles on it. But how did the crocodile jokes start? How did he build a multi-billion-dollar brand out of Lacoste? On July 2, 1904, René Lacoste was born in Paris, France. Jean-Marie, Magdalene Larouet, and Jean Julien are his parents. Lacoste were affluent members of society, so René was free to act however he pleased. However, he took an interest in tennis when he was 15 years old. René enjoyed playing tennis so much that he wanted to make a career out of it. Because René was not as skilled as the best tennis players, Lacoste was uninterested in his son's potential tennis career. Jean-Jules Lacoste eventually agreed to support René on the condition that he win the World Championship within 5 years after witnessing his son's enthusiasm for tennis. René began a 3-year period of intense training in 1922 despite the fact that it was a huge challenge because he wanted to show his father that he could handle it. René participated in his first tennis match at the Wimbledon Championship Grand Slam event, but he was eliminated in the first round. He was troubled by these outcomes because, under his father's pressure to win the following year, he entered his first competition in the US. This time, things went a little better because he advanced to the 4th round but lost to Cecil Campbell by a razor-thin margin. Despite that, he continued his training diligently, slowly surprising his limits. He was also chosen in 1923 to play for the Davis Cup team in France. Jacques, Brennan, Enrico, Jean Borotra, and René were his playing partners. The men's combined strength earned them the nickname the Four Musketeers among tennis fans. At Wimbledon in 1925, René made it to his first major final but lost to fellow musketeer Jean Borotra. He continued to train diligently despite his defeat, keeping in mind his promise to his father. Later that year, René won the French Open Championship, and by the following Wimbledon competition, he faced Jean Borotra again in the championship match. This time, he was declared the winner. After his defeat, René did not compete in Wimbledon that year. He spent his time practicing and developing his tennis skills in preparation for his September 1926 match in the United States. His final match was once again against Jean Borotra in the national championship. He defeated John in the championship match, and the Daily Telegraph ranked him as the best tennis player in the world in 1926. René is also credited with creating the tennis ball machine, and his tennis career has seen him achieve even more incredible victories. But how did any of these contribute to the founding of the Lacoste company? Through his dedication to the sport, René developed a unique style of playing tennis that did not go unnoticed. He often played around the back of the court and slithered around the court while playing. The French Davis Cup team competed in the World Group Final in 1926 but fell short to the Americans. The last tournament, however, witnessed a remarkable event that fascinated American journalists. Bill Tilden was the best player on the American team. He is well known for having an undefeated winning streak in tennis championships. Every tennis fan in the world was on the edge of their seat as Bill Tilden faced René in the World Cup final. To the surprise of everyone, René pulled off an upset to triumph over Bill by winning the 4th set game against him. René earned the moniker the Crocodile from the American journalists who attended the game and were impressed by his incredible playing style. Although the team lost the finals, this one win boosted their chances of winning the cup the following year. Then, in one of René's 3 matches against Bill was defeated once more in the following World Group Final. The Crocodile moniker spread to France, and René loved it. She acknowledged that it emphasized his tenacity on the tennis courts and his commitment to never giving up on his prey. Later that year, the captain of the Davis Cup team made René a promise that if they won a crew social match, he would give her a suitcase made of crocodile skin. He followed through on that promise, and René went on to win the match. Robert George created a signature crocodile after winning the match, and René had it embroidered on her blazer. The next time he played, he wore the blazer to the court, and tennis fans noticed how confident he was. Despite the fact that René had been sporting the crocodile-branded blazer to every game, it took another 5 years for Lacoste to officially launch. Having trained from a very young age, René made some observations about his personal experience. He came to understand that playing in a long-sleeved button-up shirt was incredibly uncomfortable, and did not improve the player's flexibility. In 1933, René questioned André Gilles had his tennis shirt, which he wore to the following match, embroidered with a crocodile by the owner of the biggest French knitwear manufacturing company at the time. After that, they continued to make t-shirts, and the venture eventually became profitable. René served as the company's official brand ambassador, and it was registered as a Society Coast. Lacoste established a collaboration with the American company Izod in 1950. They created a sub-brand called Izod Lacoste that produces Lacoste-branded clothing. Lacoste sportswear reached its pinnacle of acceptance in the US by 1970. 7 years later, a sportswear brand called Le Tigre was established in the US to compete with Izod Lacoste. They made sportswear that was comfortable and cozy. Other American manufacturers of sportswear began producing shirts and logos for their brand, increasing the value of the Lacoste name. Even though René served as the company's first brand ambassador, he claimed that the success of the Lacoste brand was due to his refusal to use a cute animal as its emblem. Even after quitting tennis in 1932, René kept creating cutting-edge, sporting goods into the 1960s. He broadened Lacoste's sporting offerings beyond sportswear to include sporting goods. In 1964, Bernard Lacoste and his son René took over the family business. After regaining the sole US rights to sell shirts under its own brand, Lacoste parted ways with ISA. In 1990, Lacoste partnered with Chinese company Crocodile to resolve their protracted brand identity crisis. After this was settled, Bernard Lacoste decided they needed new management to take the company forward. Crocodile René Lacoste passed away on October 12, 1996, at 92 years old. While the business lamented the passing of its founder, it also looked to the future. Gilles Razier was replaced as Lacoste's creative director by Christophe Lemaire in 2000. This choice assisted in regaining Lacoste recognition as a luxury fashion brand as well as a manufacturer of sportswear. Under the new administration, Lacoste diversified their products away from just clothing. Lacoste expanded into new fashion industries and started making watches, lingerie, leather goods, eyewear, shoes, and other items. After becoming ill in 2005, Bernard Lacoste gave his younger brother, Michel, control of the business. Lacoste Michel was more than capable of continuing the legacy because he had worked in the business with his brother for years. Bernard passed away on March 21, 2006, and after Michael took over as president, the business started licensing its trademark to other businesses, which was especially difficult given the loss of another president. Although Lacoste polo shirts are still produced in Thailand and China under license, Devon Lee now holds an exclusive license to Lacoste clothing worldwide. However, this decision changed after a few years. The business expanded its reach and attained greater heights. Lacoste launched an online store for Americans in 2007. Lacoste started using famous people as brand ambassadors in 2010, and tennis player Novak Djokovic is the most recent. He was dubbed the new Crocodile, and I'm honored to hold that title. Following the brand's founder, René Lacoste, Novak was given a 5-year brand ambassador contract in 2017. Today, the Lacoste brand's crocodile logo represents the business. Numerous communities across the world have millions of fans of the brand both online and offline. To encourage kids to participate in school sports and provide them with a supportive environment, Lacoste established the René Lacoste Foundation. It has developed from a business with a funny name to $1 billion brand. Which of the following facts was your favorite in this video? Let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to turn on the notification bell, like, and subscribe for more.